For this video, I'm going to show you our property. We're going to walk the whole line of the property. It's a little wet, so I might get a little wet here. I don't have rain gear on or anything. We got Coltrane the dog. He's going to be a good boy. I got his shock collar on. He's being a good boy. Didn't bark at that car. Good start. It's a great start. It's a great start, boy. You're doing a good job. It's a great start. Alright, so we're walking up at the top of the driveway here. The top of the driveway is actually at the very corner of our property line. Literally, our neighbor, Kyle, is pretty cool. So that's the corner. You can see that pole. This is the start of our property. That's our neighbor's property over there. So that's the corner. That's the easement. So basically everything from the road to the easement or to the property line is actually not our property. So really our driveway is not really technically. Let's just forget about that for now. So this is walking down Benjamin Avenue, our road, checking out all our property. You can see all these alders are growing up right here on the side of the road. They'll come chop them down. They normally chop around 5 feet. As you can see, it gets all grown up right there. Coltrane's having fun. Yeah. I think the mid of our property is somewhere around here. I actually pulled up that stake. I don't remember why, I just did. I think it's somewhere around here. So I'd say this is the mid of our property from the road. Stopped raining, that's nice. It's our new neighbor, our buddy John's driveway. Then this is still looking at our property. Alright, this is where we might get a little wet because there's not a good trail down the side of the edge of our lot. But it's basically right at this big bunch of trees. There's a post somewhere. Oh, there it is. It actually fell down. You see that post right there is actually... Coltrane, come here. Car coming. Come over here. Come over here. Come. There's a car coming. It's our neighbor. Tim, we're doing a little filming. Hey, Tim. Making magic, buddy. All right, come on, Coltrane. We're gonna walk this line here of our property. Like I said, there's not a really good line, so we're kind of going down here. That was my neighbor, Tim. He's an adventurer just like you guys. Used to ride trains all up and down North America, maybe everywhere, I don't even know really. All right, so now we're walking down the side of my property. It's not really well established. We're going to try our best. Now we're getting up to the area where when I first came and looked at this lot, trying to decide which lot I wanted to buy, this is very close to the area I first camped out at. Ooh. Big old pile of bear poop. That's one of the things. We do have mama moose with little babies who were just born and bears around, so you do kind of have to keep your head on a swivel, especially at this time of year. All right, so there's a unique trail going on here. This must be a animal trail. This is kind of, see, my neighbor cleared out his entire lot. You can see my lot is just woods. So there is kind of a distinction of where our lots, he came out with a big bulldozer and heavy machinery and made this whole field. This used to all be woods right here too, just like this is. So you can kind of tell where our lots. Look at Coltrane over there. Look at this view. See, this is why we bought this property. That's the Fritz Creek Valley Hill. Right in between that hill and that the hill going down, you can see there's Fritz Creek, the namesake of our town here. So now we're walking down. Again, I have 4.6 acres. So far we walked the perimeter from the road, and now we're going to try to walk down to the edge of my property at the bottom. This is the edge. This is my neighbor's lot right here. You can see my daughter's little cabin there, tucked away in the hillside there. All right, now we're going to have to do a pretty steep decline here down to the bottom of the property. Again, we're looking out for, there's been a mama moose and a baby moose. You can see I did a video about it, but they come by every year and she likes to show off her little babies. But we don't want to bother them. Oh, they're on there right there. Just moving by down at the bottom of the hill. So we don't want to press our luck. We're pretty far from Coltrane, stay here. Coltrane, stay here. We're like a solid 2 acres away from my yurt. It's like, so if we got charged, we really wouldn't have anywhere to go. So we gotta just be careful here. YouTube videos aren't worth dying over. All right, so we're gonna just cut it over the top of this ridge here, because I did see a moose down there and she probably has a baby. We don't want to get too close to her. But basically you can see these cottonwood trees, which these are right here. These big beautiful trees. Eagles often like to make their nest in these cottonwood trees. I've been waiting for an eagle to make one for many years, but it's also scary because there's my daughter's cabin and she has a Pomeranian, so that's not really cool. So it's maybe not the best idea for that to happen. So anyways, we're gonna walk on the top here. Like I said, we're gonna keep our eyes on a swivel. I was lucky to see that mama down there, so we didn't mess with her. It's pretty tough walking through here. Got my extra tufts on. So my property basically goes another acre. We could probably walk down here now. We're gonna just see. We're just gonna be careful. Like I said, we're pretty far. If I had to run, I could run, jump underneath my daughter's cabin, but I might not be able to get that far also. Okay, so this, We didn't get to the very bottom corner down there because of the moose, but it went the other way, so I think we could probably hit the other corner and then walk back up. Got my dog here, Coltrane. He doesn't really mess with moose, only just a couple barks. He's a smart guy. All right. But now we're definitely getting down to where there's more of a nature trail because humans don't really live in this little area. You guys are having a great day. Thanks for watching. I'm getting basically, this is like the bottom corner of my property. Now we're going to walk this bottom corner. Everything is grown up, so it's hard to see. There is some property markers somewhere around here. All right, so this next part of the hike is the toughest part, back up the hill through this. But if you look on the map, we basically have the highest concentration of trees on our property is anywhere within 20, 30 miles. I know that seems hard to believe, but it's true. Coltrane went down there. He has buddies down there. Let's try to get him back. Oh, I see him. He's coming. There he is. Good job, bud. Checking in. I got a treat for you. Checking in. I got a treat for checking in. Treat. Oh, yeah. Bite off my finger. That's cool. All right, now we're going to trek back up. This is basically the edge of our property. I'll try to make it up through here. There's kind of a trail, so we're going to take it here. And this is a cool area, though. You probably can't see on film, but there used to be some monster trees right here. This whole area got logged, and there were like logging trails through my property. There used to be some monster trees. You can tell just because there's a hole in the canopy here. Like everywhere else is, you can't see, but this one area right here, there's a monster canopy. You see these huge trees, stumps. It's kind of hard to get perspective. But there were some big trees through here. You know, they used to call it like, they used to see them, these big trees from shore when they were sailing. And they'd call them like the captain's trees because they would use them for the mast for the sailboats. And you'd be punished severely if you cut down one of those trees that some overseas person had told you can't cut down. And so you see these old Alaskan cabins with these 10-inch wide boards, and it's basically like a rebellious thing to see, but you don't really notice it unless you know the context. But we don't have those trees anymore. The only ones we do have left are in the Tongass. And some folks want to go log that now too. Okay, so I didn't really cut up all the way through because I'm a little tired. I took an easier trail. That's basically it. Our property. See ya.